My name is Zachary Cochran. I am the managing member of Cochran Coaching LLC, and I help people figure out their careers and develop their skills. Transferable skills are just skills that easily transfer across different jobs or industries or environments. Transferable skills are critical because the further you advance in your career, the more important it is to have those soft skills of how to work with people, how to manage people, how to communicate effectively. Transferable skills, I use an assessment called SkillScan to help people understand what their transferable skills are, and this assessment gives you an understanding of both the categories generally that exist, but then also what are my top skill sets, and that gives you a sense of what really your strengths are so you can operate from your strengths when you're in your role to create the best fit for using your strengths instead of just banging your head against the wall because of all the weaknesses that might show up when you're in not the right job fit. So it's so important to focus on your strengths and not to just mitigate your weaknesses, because think about it this way: if you have 5 skills and you can do those really well, if you can do that for 80% of your time, you're going to be far more effective than if you spend a lot of time on your 5 worst skills trying to make those better. It has a multiplying effect when you focus on your strengths. And so to really know what those are clearly and to turn whatever talents you have into strengths, or to turn those skills into even more productive or where you're more proficient in those skills, that's going to make a huge difference in both your effectiveness in your organization and your career long term. It's really difficult to engage millennials, and today you need to find the right incentives to do it. It's always important to understand a millennial's needs. So a millennial has needs. Think Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have your kind of needs for, you might say, survival, then needs for kind of community, and then those more self-actualization or needs for growth and development. And when you're hiring someone who's a millennial, you need to make sure that you've met some of those survival needs, like is this paycheck enough for their living expenses, before you move up into those higher needs. Every millennial really wants to grow, and growth looks like finding the correct alignment. So if you bring in an external coach or someone who is on staff who can coach that millennial and help them to see what is the right fit for them, both in that role and long term, in the company or even in their career, that's going to be a major benefit to the millennial and to your organization. Millennials need to understand what their skills are, what their interests are, and what they value, and those 3 together creates a sort of professional sweet spot for a millennial. And so helping someone to understand those skills, interests, and values is very helpful and very important to them having a good long-term fit at your organization. It's really important to have a support system. As a new entrepreneur, you need advisors around you, you need friends and family who can help you emotionally to get through those things that seem overwhelming. You really need to think carefully about the resources that you need, save up enough in order to launch or to find the right loans. And it's also really important to have a clear sense of what skills you need to learn and develop. And if you're not good at selling and promoting, and yet you need to find the ways in which to develop those skills. You can do that through listening to things like audiobooks when you drive, or talking with other mentors on the subject, but it's really important to have that support system so that you can succeed. Employers, when hiring, are really concerned about a person, especially a millennial, putting in the effort that is required to do the job and do it well. And so work-life balance, while very important to millennials, can sometimes become a problem for folks that are just wanting to leave at 5 but aren't willing to put in that extra work. Managers are going to be really upset when that doesn't happen. And so finding the right balance between working hard and being diligent and helping your team to succeed, and then finding ways to rest and relax, very important to do that.